Hello, I'm so glad that you're here with me today. I'm Jennifer Senn, and if you're a stillbirth mom struggling with the guilt of not feeling fully present for your living children while you're in the midst of grieving your baby, this episode is for you. Today, we're going to talk about why these feelings of guilt are so common and how to navigate this incredibly difficult time when you're grieving and you have a life that doesn't really allow for much quiet time to heal, and how to find small moments of connection with your children while they too are grieving. Be sure to grab a copy of my free ebook, The 10 Questions You Ask Yourself When You Lose Your Baby, at the link right below this video. In it, I share the 10 most common questions stillbirth moms ask me, and I give my valuable advice for each one, including lots of challenges of parenting older children after your loss. Losing a baby is devastating, and the emotional toll it takes can leave you feeling utterly depleted. Many moms describe it as trying to parent from the bottom of a deep well. You're barely able to get yourself out of bed, yet your other children still need you for meals, for hugs, for help with their homework. And you might find yourself thinking, I'm not a good mother right now, or even worse, I shouldn't be responsible for these children when I can't even take care of myself. If those thoughts sound familiar, I want you to know they're part of the grief process. Your mind is trying to make sense of an incredibly painful experience, and guilt often becomes part of that equation. It leaves you questioning everything because you're just trying to breathe. My boys were 2 and 5 when we lost our twins, and they were confused and sad and continued on with life like it was just a regular day. In some ways, it was really healing for me, and it forced me to get out of bed every day when even when I didn't want to. My 5-year-old asked lots of questions and remembered them often at times when it was just really painful and it stabbed me in the heart. And it was a tired like I've never felt before or since. And my husband worked lots of nights, so I honestly just tried to make it through the day most of the days. Do I wish I could have done things different? Sure, but I have to fall back to my favorite motto. I did the best I could for what I knew at the time. One of my clients told me she felt like she was living two separate lives, one where she had to show up for her kids, and another where she just wanted to crawl under the covers and cry. She said it felt impossible to reconcile the two. I can certainly understand that feeling. But the truth is, your children don't need you to be perfect. They just need you to be there in whatever way you can at the time. Here's the thing about kids, they are incredibly resilient and forgiving. They don't need elaborate activities or a parent who's on top of things every minute and perky and cheerful. What they crave most is just your presence. And that might look like sitting next to them while they do their homework, even if you don't have the energy to help. Or it could mean snuggling on the couch to watch a movie, even if you're too tired to play games or cook a big dinner. I've heard from moms who feel immense guilt for not being able to show up for every school event or activity. One mom shared that she skipped her daughter's recital because she just couldn't face the world that day. When she apologized later, her daughter simply said, I just want you to feel better, mom. That's the heart of it. Your kids just want you to be okay. And showing them that it's okay to struggle, to grieve, and to take time to heal yourself is a really powerful lesson for them in itself. So let's talk about how you can balance your grief while taking care of your kids. Here are a few tips that can help. Simplify where you can. Focus on just the essentials and let go of the less important tasks. I know it's really hard for those of us who are perfectionists, but it really is okay. It's okay for a time for meals to be simpler or your house to be messier than it normally is. Your energy is really precious right now, and your body and your brain are taking a lot of that energy to heal. So save it for what matters most. Save it for your children and for you to be doing the work to heal, not worrying about the house or cooking perfect meals or pretending like things are like they used to be because it's going to be a while. Communicate honestly. Let your kids know that you're sad. because that you let them know that you're sad because you miss the baby, but that you love them still. You don't have to hide your grief from them. In fact, showing them your emotions can help them understand their own feelings better. Build small moments of connection. Even if you don't feel up to big activities, small little gestures mean so much. Taking a walk, reading a story, coloring a picture, or just sitting together. Those moments remind your children that they're loved, even during hard times. And try to create a routine. Routines provide comfort for kids and predictability. And right now, that's what everyone needs is some comfort and predictability in what has been a huge upheaval of your life. Even if it's something really simple, like having breakfast together or reading the bedtime story, those small rituals create the stability that your kids crave and really need from you, and that's what they want. Take care of yourself. Grief is so exhausting, and you can't pour from an empty cup. Even small steps, drinking water, taking a walk, or just resting when they rest, rest anytime you can. It can help you replenish your energy to care for your kids. This is the hard part, is seeking support. It's a big one. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You are not Superwoman. Lean on your partner, lean on your family and friends for things like meals or carpools or childcare. Support groups or therapists can also be a lifeline both for you and your kids. Remember that your kids are likely grieving too, and they might not have words to express it, but they feel the loss in their own way. Check in with them often, even with simple questions like, how are you feeling today? Encourage them to ask questions and share their feelings. It's okay for them to ask questions that they might even be scared to ask. So let them know that it's safe and that they can do it, because the more you get them to open up, the better they're going to feel. One mom I know shared a story about her young son who kept asking, why did the baby have to go to heaven? She said it broke her heart every time, but she realized he needed those conversations to make sense of what happened and to be less scared himself. Being open with your children helps them feel, allows them to process their grief and feels really safe to share their emotions. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. You're doing the best you can. Grief is heavy, and parenting through it is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. But your love for your children shines through, even on the hardest days. Give yourself grace. I think I say that every single time. Give yourself grace. Your children will remember your presence more than your perfection. And as they see you navigating your grief with honesty and resilience, they'll learn that it's okay to feel big emotions and to keep moving forward, even in the face of loss. To get more info on this topic and so many others that stillbirth moms face, click the link right below this video to get your free copy of my ebook, The 10 Questions You Ask Yourself When You Lose Your Baby, and the answers you've been searching for. Thank you so much for joining me today. And remember, you don't have to navigate this journey alone. Take care, and I'll see you next week.